In the last video, I made a goal to become the richest person on this faction server, and I started to make a money farm that would do so. I ended the video off with completing the phase 1 of the money farm, making 1.5 million an hour. I was feeling good about myself, thinking this was a lot of money, until I looked at the leaderboard for the highest balances on the server. I mean, look at this, I had $12 million, but the top 4 factions had over $100 million. Their power was only beaten by God himself. There was only room for one main character around these parts, so I had to do whatever it took to get to the top of the leaderboard. When I looked back at my farm to see what needed to be upgraded, I saw something that broke my heart. The zombies were desperately trying to escape as they had hoped to be free in the outside world, and like any good businessman, I had to do what's best for them. I blocked any light and hope for their escape and continued to capitalize on their suffering. I may be the devil, but I'm a rich one. Psychopathic thinking aside, I had a problem, and that's mining for keys was still a better money method, and I could not mine keys while AFKing at the farm, right? Wrong! You see, in the last video, I actually made an AFK key farm because I chose sleep over grinding all day, a mistake I will never make again. Luckily, there was a way to implement this inside the money farm so I could get even more money, boosting my profits made by this farm, and that's exactly what I did. With the help of some intense off-camera building, I managed to make an AFK key farm that would loop around the entire money farm, increasing profits made drastically. Now, if I sold everything I got from AFKing keys, I would boost profits from 1.5 million an hour to 6 million an hour, and I got this number using an advanced mathematical technique called making it up. It saved a lot of time. So after grinding this farm for a few hours, I finally had enough money to get on the top 10 leaderboard for the richest faction. I was 10th place with $19 million, and my faction name actually had a secret message, see if you can find it. But even then I had a long way to climb to get to the top, so I decided to seek help from one of the faction members of first place. Now one Autumn was actually co-owner of the richest faction on the server and basically told me to get efficiency 7 to mine faster. I didn't actually know that you could get efficiency 7 on your pickaxe. I thought the maximum level was 5, but I took their word for it and I started to grind for it. To get the required black scroll, you needed 55 experience levels. Getting the black scroll required 40 minutes of just straight XP grinding and killing zombies. Now spending this much time on games just to get a singular item that will help me mine slightly faster was hard when trying to balance a healthy life with friends, a job, sleep, and a good education. Luckily, I didn't have any of those, so it was time to grind. After painstakingly clicking for half an hour, I finally got the needed XP to get a black scroll. However, unlike pizza delivery, after 30 minutes of waiting, I got nothing free but a mild case of depression. But it's fine, my school nurse said an ice pack should fix it right up. So I used the black scroll to get an efficiency book and all seemed well until a problem arose. On this server, the way you upgrade books to a higher level is applying something called power. But according to the book when I got it, it was already at the top power, meaning it was at the maximum level it could get to. If efficiency 5 truly was the max level, that means the 40 minutes I just spent grinding for it were useless. That Autumn lied to me. Autumn, what the fuck? Family friendly. At this point, the only thing that was looking up was my depression, which has gotten so bad that my school nurse is now prescribing me 2 ice packs. My unbridled rage was skylining and matched only by my girlfriend, who I swear she's real. I even took a picture of her to prove it. See, I told you she's real. I had to let my anger out on someone, so I started looking around for bosses to fight to not only make me feel better, but also increase the length of the video. Oh hey, they created a boss to look like me. I kept trying to fight my lookalike, but it kept glitching and sinking into the ground. It actually used the same tactic I used to avoid door-to-door salesmen, and it was to burrow underground and hide. But it was a fool because its allergy to suffocation weakened it enough so I could defeat it in no time. After releasing my anger, I spent a few hours at my farm, amounting my new balance at 42 million. Still a far way to becoming the richest player, but a good start. Still, it could be upgraded, and the way it could be was farming. By planting a bunch of crops around my farm, it could increase profits from 6 million to 7 million, so I logged on, asked the important question, and got to work. And there it is, the new farm portion is complete, amounting to an extra 1 million an hour. You know what they say, when life gives you lemons, plant potatoes instead, because lemons suck! And with this upgrade, it did not take long for me to reach number 3 in top balances with an amount of 54 million. At this point, I thought I would just AFK the farm in time and reach number 1, but the problem was top factions still had an impossibly unbeatable balance. I doubted my money farm alone could beat them, but I couldn't find ways to upgrade it that wouldn't drain my bank account. I tried everything. I tried to bully them into submission. 143, more like 14P. I tried to bribe them with a professional portrait I made of them, but not only did they not surrender, but they sent me death threats if I painted them again. None of my methods were working, and it seemed my journey to become the richest player would take longer than it would take tech support to answer the phone. But it was there in my doubt when I realized two things. The first thing I realized was the top faction had 4 players while I was doing this solo, meaning to become the richest player, I didn't have to get 400 million, but I had to get roughly 100 million. And for the second thing, I'm about to say something that no person on Earth has ever said before. T-Mobile actually helped. You see, in the last video, I found out that there is a limit to the spawners you can have in the farm, therefore putting a limit to the money you could make. However, the rules seem to forget that I didn't give a crap, so I found a way to bypass it. By having an extremely poor Wi-Fi connection, the server got confused and allowed me to place more spawners in the chunk than allowed to, but I was never able to replicate the glitch, and after numerous tries, no success. Still, the increased spawners I was allowed to place in that time allowed me to boost the farm's maximum potential to a profit of 10.5 million an hour. Sadly, I couldn't really get a video of it because the recording was so low quality that people thought it was filmed on an Android. Also, if you're wondering why I'm leaking all my secrets in a video so others can use it, the answer is content. I AFK'd at this new and improved farm while in real life I exercised my brain with a few serious tests. Yes, I got Hufflepuff! And with some time later, I earned a grand balance of finally reaching $100 million, officially making me the richest single person on this server. And now with countless hours of work to get here, I'm gonna go sleep.